Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here at your service, and today I'll be giving you my top traction sneakers that is readily available right now in the market. So I currently have 11 on my list. So the criteria for the top tractions are: it's very available in the market, price is okay, on a clean court it's beastly, on a dusty court it still grips, it still can hold you down, and another criteria is on a moist court. So if you're not from the Philippines, as you know, I'm from Manila, and aside from dusty courts, we also have moist courts. It's because of the humidity here in Manila. For all of you watching from a tropical country, you know what I'm saying. We have one of the worst conditioned courts. Instead of just being dusty, we also have moist courts out of the vapor from the air. In the indoor courts, the hardwood would absorb moisture from the air. Water vapor, if you're good in science, you know what I mean. So we have one of the worst conditioned courts. After the rain, the wood will absorb the moisture from the air because of the rain. So it's a really big problem, especially right now. Rainy season is coming, so good luck to me. I still have a lot of league to play in. Because of the moist courts, some games would have to be cancelled. You would tend to slip a lot, so it will be very dangerous for basketball players to play in. So without further ado, let's break down the top 11 traction right now for me. So on my 11th place, it's one of my favorite players' shoe. It's the WOW 6, and I didn't choose the WOW 7 because the WOW 6 is better than the WOW 7 in terms of performance. So let's discuss why. On a clean court, it's very grippy. It squeaks a lot. On a dusty court, doesn't grip that well. It tends to pick up a lot of dust. The light wipe will fix that. Why it's included in my list? Because on a moist court, it still grips. So that's a very good plus on the WOW 6. So next up on my list is the Katy 4. I don't have it right now here, but it's the Katy 4. The Katy 4 rubber is very similar to the WOW 6. Maybe the Chinese brands has this formula of the rubber because they know what the Asian basketball players want. So similar to the WOW 6, on a clean court, it's very grippy, it's very squeaky. On a dusty court, this one is better than the WOW 6. It doesn't pick up a lot of dust, which is good. And on the moist court, it still grips, which is very nice. But the rubber isn't too thick, that's why it's high off my list. And it's not readily available all around the world, especially here in the Philippines. There's no direct distributor, you have to buy it from China. I think it's similar to the US. There's some selected online shops, so that's too bad. Next up, it's the Puma Armours. That's why it's high off my list, because it's not available here in Manila. You have to order it from the States. They would ship, but it would take a long time. I hope Puma Philippines will bring it here. But as for you over there in the US, you're lucky to have this, because on a clean court, it grips very well, doesn't pick up a lot of dust. And on the moist court, I tried this on. It doesn't squeak, but it still grips. So very nice traction, and you don't need to wipe it often, which is very good. So that's my 9th place. So next up on my list is the Dame 5s. Yes, this is the Sugar G colorway. The traction on the Sugar G is very nice. On a dusty court like last Saturday that I played in, it was really dusty, but it was still gripping. Although my KD12 wasn't. My KD12 was really picking up a lot of dust, so I have to change to this. Good thing I brought this for backup. So if you're asking me why it's high off my list, even though traction is very nice and it's very good on a dusty court, it's because on my first experience on the Dame 5s, I had the all red Dame 5s, but the traction on that was really bad. So I think it's not consistent in all colorways. And I think one thing you need to consider when you're buying a Dame 5s, you need to touch the traction first. And if you feel like the rubber compound is a little bit rough, you're safe there. But if the rubber compound is a little bit on the smooth side when you're holding the threads, you have to watch out for that. That's how the all red traction felt. It was pretty smooth, although it's the same herringbone pattern. This one was a little bit rough right off the shelf, so I think that's the reason why this performs better compared to the red colorway. So Dame 5s, you can never go wrong, and it's very good for outdoor too. The rubber is very hard and very deep, so it's safe for outdoor use. Next up on my list is the Curry 6. Traction on the Curry 6 is amazing, but I sold my Curry 6 already. I know you're asking why it's also high off my list. It's because the traction on the Curry 6 is a little bit iffy. A lot of my viewers and other YouTubers have already mentioned this, that traction on the Curry 6 tend to rip off. It's different from the traction that Steph is using. I think there's a new colorway, they fixed that. They released a similar traction what Steph is using right now, but on the older colorways, the traction tends to rip. But on a very clean court, the traction, the Curry 6, it's very grippy, very squeaky. You stop on a dime and it doesn't pick up a lot of dust. And on a moist court, it's pretty good. So Curry 6, you're still on my list. Next up is another Under Armour sneaker. It's the Atomic Spawn Low. This one is very nice. The grip is very nice. On a dusty court, I was really impressed with this. But it's kind of weird because on a forward motion, it doesn't squeak. But when you're striding backwards, it squeaks. I don't know what's the reason behind that. But overall, the traction on a clean court, this is amazing. Doesn't pick up a lot of dust. It's widely spaced, and I think outdoor use is okay with this. On the moist floor, it still holds its ground, so an Atomic Spawn for the win. So next up on my list is the LeBron 16s. It's either the original LeBron 16s or the LeBron 16 lows. It has the same traction pattern and it has a very nice traction. It grips very well on a clean court. On a dusty court, it doesn't pick up a lot of dust. And on the moist court, it's still very good. And I think outdoor use is also okay on this because it's made out of very hard rubber. It has very deep grooves. So outdoor use is okay. It doesn't squeak a lot, but you stop on a dime with the LeBron 16s. That's why it's on my list. Plus, LeBron is one of my favorite players, FYI. So next up on my list is a retro. It's the Jordan 12. I think I would also give it to the Jordan 13s, but I don't have it currently right now. I sold my Jordan 13 pair. It has the same traction right off the box. It's very grippy. It has a very nice rubber compound. I think outdoor use is okay, but it's kind of expensive, especially this 2019 Chinese New Year colorway. It's more expensive than the other Jordan 12 colorways, but the Jordan 12s are very comfy shoes, very supportive shoe, and the traction is amazing. On a dusty court, you don't need to wipe that much, and on the clean court, it's very grippy. It squeaks a lot, and on the moist court, it still grips. That's why I chose the Jordan 12s and the 13s to be here as my top 4 on my list. Next up on my list is another retro, but they improved the cushion in this. And you guessed it right, it's the Kobe One Protos. It's still one of my favorite shoe to hoop in right now. It's very dependable. As you can see, that herringbone pattern. The traction of the Kobe One Proto, it's amazing. It doesn't pick up dust. On a very clean court, it grips, it squeaks. On a dusty court, it doesn't pick up dust quickly. And on the moist court, after breaking them in, it still grips. The traction on the Kobe One Protos is gnarly. It's one of the best tractions that I have. I can't explain it, but I feel very secure, like stopping on a dime with the Kobe One Protos. Don't slide anywhere, and very stable shoe. Forward direction, laterally, it's an amazing traction shoe. And one of the reasons why it's high off my list is because a lot of colorways of the Kobe One Protos are on sale right now in the outlets, so better check out your outlets. And if you can get this Kobe One Protos in other colorways, it's a very supportive shoe. It has a very nice cushion setup. Court feel is nice. The ride is awesome. And of course, the traction is amazing. So Kobe One Proto for the 3rd place. On my 2nd place is the Why Not 0.2. The traction of the Why Nots is very similar to the Kobe One Protos. It grips gnarly on a clean court. You stop on a dime. It's multi-directional. The circular pattern really grips hard on the floor, as you can see that, and it doesn't pick up dust quickly. And I've played with this in a very, very dusty, bad condition court, and I wasn't slipping, and I saw my teammates slipping all around the place, and I was one of the players that's sticking on the floor. I chose this higher to the Kobe One Protos because this one is cheaper compared to the Protos, and I think this squeaks a lot more. I like my sneakers having that loud squeaky sound. I think it's a fetish, that's why it's on the 2nd place. So Why Not 0.2 for the 2nd place. And now for my top traction sneaker is the PG3. I know you guessed it, man. The PG3, similar to the Why Nots, it's very dependable, especially in a very, very dusty court, on a moist court, and of course on a clean court. It's very grippy. It squeaks a lot. You stop on a dime. It's one of my most dependable traction out now, and it's ranked higher than the Why Nots. It's because it's cheaper than the Why Nots. It's very minimal and it rides really low. It's very similar to the Kobe One Protos, but it squeaks a lot more compared to the Why Nots and the Protos. PG3 for the win. I don't know what circular pattern is all about, but it really works. Of course, here in Asia, we have XDR rubber, so it's extra durable. So Outdoor use is also okay. The circular traction on the PG3 is far better than the Y Knots because the Y Knots rubber thread is a little bit thinner compared to the PG3. So that's why the PG3 is on top of my list. Overall, it's a very minimal shoe. It's a very nice performing shoe. Support is there. The cushion is there. Impact protection is also there. And of course, the traction is very, very dependable. And I know you will ask why the Kyrie 5 is not on my list. I have the taco version, but I've heard from others that on the other colorway it's a lot better. But from my experience, right off the box, it wasn't that good. I was expecting better, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. But after using it and after playing with it, the traction improved, but it still picks up a lot of dust compared to the sneakers that I've mentioned here. So maybe it's on the top 12. Don't be angry, Kyrie fans. It's still a good traction sneaker, but it's up there. So that's my top traction right now. Do you agree with me? Do you have one of these sneakers? Sound off below in the comments section. Let me know if you agree or disagree with me. I'm okay with that. And let's talk there. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and like this video. And hopefully you can share this to your friends. And this has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for supporting this channel. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.